Right. Yeah, just for the record, we are going to cover self-service application, service catalog, user group, company administration today. Right. And all right. So for that, let's look into the ServiceNow instance as well, and let's talk about it. But before we do that, I'll actually like to see what this self-service application is to offer to us. So the employee self-service application gives supported end users a clean, simple front end to their IT support organization. By default, and end users can do these activities, which includes view live feed information, view their home page, view the service catalog ordering page to report an incident or order services, not just services, hardwares as well if they want to. View knowledge articles. So this is a link to the knowledge application that we have within ServiceNow. Run a discovery applet to provide the help desk useful information about their computer system. Access virtual task board. Report an incident or view the open incidents. View the service catalog requested items and watch request items. View their HR requests, the ServiceNow profile, and if they want to change the ServiceNow profile, they can change that too. Take a customer survey and view their assets. Now, we'll quickly do one round of activities around these, and we'll try to see what these are, right? So, self-service application is, the one that you see in the application navigator. Can you see my browser?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is the self-service applications. Again, there are a lot of modules that you can see in here. Some of these modules are custom ones. I created them, so you might not have these modules within your own instance, but some of these can be available in there within your instance. Most of these will be available there, right? So to start with, this
Okay.
change password module, I'm not sure if it is with you or not. If it is with you in your instance, so this change password module is actually to create a interface for changing.
This is a built-in feature.
This probably is a built-in feature. I am not sure if I have built that, right? So all of these features that you see here within this service application or other applications, as an admin, you can change these applications. Now, if you are willing to learn how you can create this change password screen, you can do one thing. See, I'm not sure if you have noticed, but to each module that you see here, there is a star mark, and there is a little bit of space between star mark and the change password. If you hover on the mouse and do right click, you will see edit module here. When you do edit module, it will open up the interface which is used to create this module. For example, this change password. So this is a module that was used, this is a module for changing password for the user, and how this module was created is this screen. This screen tells you how this has been created, right? So it says that this application name, this module name is change password, and it has been tied to the application menu, which is self-service. So you can see this change password module falls into the self-service application here. That's because you chose self-service as an application menu here, right? And then visibility is again here. You can associate roles if you want to allow a particular role only to see this change password module. You can go ahead and select the appropriate role from here, right? If your role is already created, you can select the appropriate role from here. If not, you can go ahead, create a role, and then come back and associate that role from here, right?
Right.
Now, other options that you see. Sure, go ahead.
In which like a change a password we have to create. So here when you edited the change password, so and all those so So we have to, so when we create any application, um, you have to create this form, or it will automatically open this form by system.
Uh,
Let's
see,
say I created the
see,
change password,
see, we'll come
yeah.
to that. See, within the application,
Okay.
you have to create modules. So the better way
Mhm.
of creating application is to start with application, and because when you go into Studio, you create an application, you will get all the components that you have to use within the applications there. So, like you can create tables from there, you can create modules from there, and then you can, these screens that you see, these screens will appear there. This is the specific module, this is the specific screen for module creation. If you go into the application, you will see see, these modules are also some sort of tables, right? So these information get stored into some sort of tables. So basically you will create
So this
tables
is a
there.
standard, okay, this is a standard layout of the form basically.
This is the standard layout for module creation,
Okay,
right?
great.
This is standard layout for module creation, I'll say, right?
Mm. Then how you create it now? If you click on the change password, you
Mm,
have click on that change password, you will open that form, right? You have username and old password, new password, that two columns or that two field
exactly.
name on the
Yeah.
form, that where that came from.
See here on the link type, this tab, link type.
Okay.
Within the link type, you have chosen link type as URL of arguments, and then
Mm-hmm.
you are choosing some argument which is login cpw.do. So this is a page that might have been this is a page which is created in ServiceNow. We can search on it, we can find out this page, and this page will contain that UI containing those three fields, three input fields as text, and the fourth submit button, right? So this is how you do it for. I, I think probably it is going to be in UI page. Within the UI page, you will have this login cpw
And
dot.
what is a do extension? It is an extension of service now.
Yeah, ServiceNow you will
Dot do.
see. Yeah, ServiceNow you will see do extension coming in a lot more areas, a lot more pages. You will see do extension coming in. All right, let me see this UI page. UI pages.
Or you can search in a global search, so it will show you the right.
Either way, I didn't want to focus on this one, so
Okay.
you can search it from there as well. Let's do it if you want to do it from here. It must be somewhere else. It is not finding it. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, because if I don't ask that question, then it will be left behind, and then I'll not know
All right.
where it came from. That's
No,
why
no,
I
no,
asked.
no worries. No worries.
Yeah.
I'll find out something related to it, which is login. Let me see if it comes back with something. No, this one is helpless script. This is not going this. No, not this one. So this should be somewhere here in this UI page. Let me see.
display name, maybe display name you can search.
I think it should be in endpoint. Okay, let's do that. I'll find that out where this page is,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
And then
Yeah.
I'll come back to you. So let's assume for now that this page has been created somewhere within the UI page or some other pages, right? And you are passing that as here a link type is URL of arguments, and then you are setting your argument here, setting your window
So
name as change
one
password.
more question.
Hmm.
Rahul, can you explain me link type? What is mean by link type?
It's self-explanatory. If you can see here, see. There are different types of links. See, for example, if you are creating a module that will show you a list of records, you will choose
Okay.
the link of list of records. If you are creating a map page, that will show you a map and different plots on the map page, that will open up a map page. If you are doing assessment of result, assessment page, then it will be of assessment type. URL of arguments is you are opening up a page and you are passing some sort of arguments into it. So that's URL. URL, because this is basically opening up this URL login underscore cpw dot do, right? Other could be timeline page where you will show different timelines. For example, let's say you are doing a project and you are adding timelines to it, then you can do that. There is one survey application that enables you to create surveys for your customer or consumers. You can put a reference to that survey application and then a page there as well. You can put a separator, which is just like section separators that you can put on it. You can do a search screen and attach it to a different table, and by attaching that to a table, you are enabling your user to search any content on that table, right? You can run a script using that. We can try how to create that script as well, put some script there. You can
I
run
mean,
a
I can do that. I mean, why I'm asking is like, um, because I don't understand what does it mean by URL from arguments. So, uh, you know, anyway, I mean, I can do this stuff and I can check what does each, what does that mean.
see
But
for
I
example
just wanted to.
see
Hmm,
for example if I go into the sample map page, this is again another module that I created, and it will simply show you a Google Maps screen here, and it will plot your customer somewhere, all of your customer or incidents, whatever is available there will be plotted on here. So this is again one of the link types that I chose here. If I go into
right.
here, if I go into the sample map page, I
Mm-hmm.
chose link type as map page, and within the map page I chose all locations, right? So I wanted to create a map page where I could go ahead and on the map page choose all the locations, or I could go ahead and choose, let's say if I change it to critical incidents. So when the next time I open it, it will show me all the critical incidents on a different location on the map, right? So that's the thing. You have different link types available with you, and those link types are of certain types. List of records. If I go into incidents, this one is a list of records. If you right click on it, this is probably not a list of records. This is a report. This is a module of containing a report. I'll show you a list of record. I'll go into change application. So see here, this change application and all module that I have here, this is a list of records. It is referencing the table change request. If you want to apply certain filters, you can apply some certain filters if you want to, but in this case, we do not have any filter. So these are different types of modules created already, and different link types created already that you may use, right?
Actually, Rahul, I did not No, my question was, my question was visibility. That one tab I understand, right? That okay, we have to set the visibility of the module. Okay. The another tab was the link type. So in the link type, what is the functionality of the link type? Means we are linking something to the page. That's what it represents, or we are trying to do some operation. So what is the functionality of the link type? That's what actually maybe I have to rephrase
So the
my question
functionality
there.
of this link type is that select the type of link for the module or select separator to create horizontal lines. So the type of record that you want to show on the screen,
Mm,
you can specify that using the link type button. You get that?
mm,
The
okay.
type of record, that
Mhm.
the type of information that you want to show on the screen when you hit this module will be coming under the link type tab. Make sense?
Okay. So in case of change password, can you go on the change password, please?
Uh-huh. So this is the argument page that you see.
So
A page has
so
been opened.
here we have mentioned, yeah. So here we have mentioned link type as an argument. So
Hmm.
uh,
That's
where
a
you can
that's
see
that's
this link.
that's a URL. If you see, link type is URL from arguments, right? So if you hit on this change password, you are opening a URL. You may or may not pass certain arguments to it. So you are basically opening a URL.
Okay, I have to read this maybe. Okay, that's fine. I mean, what we are trying to do here, I don't understand basically. So we are actually going through trying to understand how module is created, or what is the purpose of.
See, we are doing the module, we are walking through the modules in self-service application. And since you asked the question how this module has been created or what is the usefulness of this
Hmm,
module, I went into the module description and showed you what that module contains.
okay.
Right? Because I have to answer your questions. So you asked the question, then I showed you how this module has been created and where this information is coming from. Right? Right. Then this next module is self-service homepage that will refer to whatever homepage you as a user has been assigned to. So in this case, it is showing me the system administrator homepage. The next one could be the service catalog application. So this will open up different service catalog items. We talked about that yesterday. Now,
Okay.
if you want to order hardware, we saw the flow yesterday, so I'm not going to do that. Other category, I am going to pick one item from here, like can we help you? If I go in here, click on this category. So these, on this screen, the blocks that you see, these are categories within service catalog application, right? These are categories. Can we help you is a category, office is a category, departmental services is a category. So I'm going into the can we help you category now, opening it up. When I open it up, I see several items available. For example, add employee record. So let's assume that one new employee has joined your organization, and you have to insert employees record into your applications. Then you will use this add employee record. The other one that you can see is create incident. So I can choose this create incident. I'm going to choose this one just to show how this can we help you category can be utilized. Now, if you are reporting an incident, you choose the type of the incident from here. Put the description that you want to report into that incident that you are going to create. When you do that, when you put this information, this system will automatically search for knowledge articles if there are related knowledge articles matching the keywords that you have entered into this more information field. If it is available, it will show you here. For example, if I do something which could be possible within my knowledge base, so my knowledge base contains one article that is related to VAST. So when I typed VAST into it, it will search the knowledge article and display to me that this is the article available, right? So this is useful in
So
case.
we are creating the Okay, we are creating the incident, and then why knowledge base is getting displayed here, or knowledge base link?
See, if a person like you creates an incident without even knowing that the incident is, actually it can be worked out, right? Or maybe the incident can be a known incident. People are working on it, or there could be a change request associated to it that is already being worked. But by the time it gets worked, you are creating incident. So the purpose of having this knowledge article here is just in case your queries match here and we have a ready-made solution already. Do not report this incident. You can make use of it and reduce the number of incidents that you have, right? You are creating incident to
Oh,
get solution.
okay.
You are creating incident to get solution of your issue. But if there is
Mhm.
a smart system that presents a solution to you even before you create that incident, why not use that? The purpose of having this knowledge article is this, right?
Mhm.
Now you submit this. When you submit this one, it will take
Yeah,
you to the.
actually, in a CA service desk, this knowledge base is a different module, and then when you log an incident, it goes to the CA service desk, and they search for that knowledge base, and they, see if that knowledge is available for that incident, and if it is, then they go back to the end user. So here we are directly linking that knowledge base for the end user itself, right?
Yeah, we are, kind of linking. This is a one-way linking. You are seeing stuff from the knowledge article. You cannot push it directly into the knowledge article from here, right? Although from other applications, you can push the knowledge article directly into the knowledge application. So there is, yes,
No, no.
at this.
What I'm saying is, if you are creating a different knowledge base, for example, okay. So the basic difference I'm telling you, in CA service desk, what is happening is when you create a end user as an incident, okay, that knowledge base is not available for you. But here in ServiceNow, when as an end user right now we are creating an incident, in that way you said, that knowledge base is available for our incident. If that is available, then we go through that knowledge base, and then we don't we then we may not need to log the incident, right?
That's right.
We get the resolution in the knowledge base, maybe, correct?
Maybe.
Okay, that's the purpose of it. Okay, yeah.
So when you submitted that, it opens up the incident applications incident form with all the necessary information that you as a user needs to fill in. So like, the incident number generates automatically, the caller information gets automatically filled, and these few state fields, etc., will be filled automatically here. Short description as you provided there into the previous form that is carried over here, and these information will be stored. I'm not going to talk about how this has been done yet, but just wanted to show you this.
Okay, that's fine.
Now you
Okay.
can submit it. When you submit it, this incident gets recorded into the incident table, and this might be assigned to somebody else, right? And later, the person who has been assigned that incident will start working on that, and then you can follow up with the incident number. This incident that you created will send an email out to you as well saying that this incident has been created, and you can track your incident using the incident number that you have, right? So stuff like
And
that.
how do you
Hmm.
Okay, so when you say you'll get the email, when how you would get the email, by workflow, or is there something different technology there?
We'll talk about it later,
Okay, okay.
right? So that was from service catalog. This also contains a reference to the knowledge application. If you hit this knowledge button, knowledge module here, it will open up an interface for the knowledge application, and you can see the knowledge bases which are available. As a user, actually, let me do one thing. I'll go ahead and log myself as a user instead of being an administrator. Alright, so knowledge application, when I click on it, For sure, this user is not an administrator, but it has slightly more privileges than end user as well. Anyways, so see here, I get to open this knowledge application. I can see different knowledge base areas or categories here, which is finance, IT, ServiceNow, human resources, knowledge, training. This is all customizable. You can create new categories as well, knowledge categories. Like if you have to create a knowledge base for admin, one for HR is already there, admin or procurement team, you can create those knowledge base categories here and that will be displayed here. And the articles that you create related to those will be related and associated to those categories that you create. So your content is organized. We will talk about it when we create knowledge article into the knowledge management application. But for now, you have to understand that these knowledge articles are organized in a way where you can look into different knowledge base categories that you have here and search through the elements, the articles available within it, right? And if something is available, for example, if I am doing IT, if I do IT, it will show me all the related articles related to IT. And the IT can also have different other categories here, right? So, so knowledge management application contains different knowledge bases, and different knowledge bases contain different categories, and different categories contains different articles. So this is how the content is organized. Okay? You can search your query here, and it will show you the result that you want to search through it, right? It will, when you click on it, it will open up the article for you, and you will get the information, and go back, right? So from the end user perspective, knowledge article is also very important. For example, see, if you want to know some HR policies within your organization, where you will not go to your human resource people every day for every policy, right? Um, so for that, to make that easy, you have this HR policy knowledge base created within knowledge application. You can go ahead, search it. If you do not find any relevant information, then you can probably reach out to human resource people and get that done. So for that, you have this knowledge link here within the self-service that helps you get your knowledge information from the knowledge articles. All right. Next is the help desk module. Anand?
Yeah, I'm here. Yeah, I'm listening.
All right. So let's assume that you are reporting any incident to your customer care people or help desk person, and while you report that information, if help desk person requires some information about your machine's environment, how quickly you can get that information? Can you get that information? Right? You may or may not know all of the information related to your environment, right? So,
Okay.
uh, again, the incidents that we create, you can either use this incident form here on self-service application within the service catalog. You can either use that form to create the incident. You can call your service desk people to report that incident. You can send emails on a specific, predefined emails for logging incidents that will create incident for you. Right. So these are the common ways using which you can create incidents for your incident management team. Now,
Okay.
when you call your help desk person to get that incident created, and the help desk technician inquires for some of your information related to your machine's environment, there is one tool which is available here, which is the help desk tool. You can go into this self-service application and click on the help desk, which will open up this screen. When you hit this start the scan to help the help desk, it will download a small file onto your PC, which is a discovery file, discovery.sta, some sort of script created on here. When you run this one, I'll quickly show you this. Discovery information. Can you see this?
Yeah.
I clicked on it, I ran that, and when I ran that, it is picking out certain information from my PC, and it is displaying over here. For example, name of my laptop, the OS name, the version, the service pack information, description, manufacturer of the laptop, model, physical memory available, total physical memory, my username, manufacturer, etc. All these information are available. Plus, there are some more information that gets populated due to some access right. It is not populating all of it on my window, but it brings out all the related information from your system's environment and shows to you. Now, if headless person asks you what is the version of OS that you are having, you can say 6.1.7601, right? So it gives you an ability to provide your machine environment information to your helpless personnel while you are on call and reduce time to process that incident. Will that be helpful enough if you have this kind of tool that will get you all those information,
Right.
right? So it's not a complete discovery tool, but this again is a small discovery utility that you have here. This will discover various information for you within your applications environment or systems environment and populate that information to you so that you can help the help desk and get your query resolved. That's why it is called help the help desk, right?
Right.
Next module will quickly touch base is visual task board. So visual task board is basically when you are working in team and um, you have different people working on different stuffs, right? And if you want to, you know, me in my organization, what we do is in a team area, we put a whiteboard that contains all the tasks for the day. For example, if you are doing daily stand-ups, you identify your targets for the day, right? So we keep our target for the day on whiteboards and then keep tracking it where we are on that one. So visual task board is of the same sort where you can create your visual task board items here and it will show you what what person is working on what task and what is the state of it as well. For example, see this if you can go into the visual task board and you click on it. So it will show you all the to-do list, what are the lists that you are working on doing, right? And what are the tasks which are completed already, right? And you can add different other lanes to have all those things available in here. You can associate different people within the visual task board, which will be the part of your team or your the task board, which will show you what activities are being worked by different other users. So stuff like that will be available here. Not not much technical. It's kind of functional thing that you have here. You can use it for tracking different tasks that you are working.
Okay, so same like you have in Outlook task basically. I think so.
Kind of, yeah. Okay.
Okay.
You can click on this, add a new task, and that when that's done, you can move it to doing or done, or any other lane. Right? Make sense? So the people who
Yeah.
are associated to it will keep seeing what is happening with that task. Right? So it's again the concept of the whiteboard that we have within the teams. You can make use of it for better tracking of the task that you target for on a specific time frame. Right? You can try it after the call. Maybe you can try it and see what visual task board does
Yeah,
for
yeah.
you.
That's what I'm going to do. Yeah. Yes.
All right, Connect Chat we saw yesterday, which is a chatting tool, a collaboration tool that allows you to connect with different stakeholders of different activities that you do, different stuffs that you have within ServiceNow. It gets you all chatting capabilities to you. You can open it and then chat with other users. When it is opening, I'll move to incident. Now see, this incident module that we have here is the module that shows me all the incidents where I was the caller, right? Uh, from the self-service application. If you click on this incident module, you will get to see all the incidents that were created by you. Make sense? That's why you see the filter here. Out of all incidents, you are finding out all the incidents where caller equals able tutor. And remember, able tutor is the person who has logged in into this instance right now. And you are getting the um, active equals true incidents, right? Now this is a kind of report. This module was a kind of list of records created earlier where you might have applied the filters of call equals logged in user and active equals true. By doing that, you will get this information here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Try going into this module as well and see how this module has been created. Okay. Again, another form of the same thing is watched instance. Here, the filter has changed from, active equals true is there, and then you are doing watch list contains the logged in user, right? Watch list contains the logged in user. So, right, watch list is, again, you might ask, what is watch list? I'll tell you, within incidents, if you go here, there is a field in the incident form which is known as watch list. You can add people to this watch list who are not required to complete this workflow of the incident, but who may be interested into these kind of incidents. So you can put that list of people into the watch list. For example, you created an incident which is assigned to me, but your manager is also interested in getting the status of that incident, right? So you can put your manager into the watch list. So if you do that, you are making your manager aware of what is the state of this incident. Make sense?
Okay. Mm-hmm.
Although he has nothing to do with this fulfillment of this incident, but he will be aware of what is happening. So a copy of email might also go to him saying that this is the state of this incident. If its state changes, it will send out an email to him as well, and he is aware of what is happening, right? So that's why you have this watch list into the incident, right? And this module that we have here, this module is again a list of record which is filtering out all incidents, getting the active equals true, and then getting all the watch list where your name has been kept in the watch list, all the incident where your name has been kept as a watch list person. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
My request is another module, same sort of module, but it gets you all the active incidents where those incidents were opened by you, right? Again, same stuff, different filter. Now, these are some other types of modules created within the self-service application. Just wanted to make sure that you understand why these, end user modules are available. See, end users will anyhow be interested into doing their regular IT stuff, getting regular IT services, and go back do their own business, right? So these could be your business folks, or these could be your, let's say, testing resources who are working with you in their organization. These could be some other cross-functional team who are not nowhere near into the technicality of how these things are built, right? So those guys will be making use of this ServiceNow interface and reporting issues, requesting for items, etc. So these are the items available in self-service from the end user perspective.
Okay.
Again, my request, I'm not going to open, yeah, we opened it. Request item, again, same list of records with a different filter that you can see here. This is probably on a different table as well, which is on requested item table. So look for this item, look into what table it is referring to. The incident will be referring to the incident table. Watch incident will also be referring to the incident table. My request will be referring to the request table. The requested item will also refer to the request table, right? So the exercise for you will be when you go back, look into all these modules, see what tables it is referencing to, see what filters has been applied to each of these modules, and how you can create one more module here within self-service application and put your own filter for different other tables, right? So that will be an exercise for you. Again, another module that was created is watched requested item. Same stuff, referring to the requested item table, looking for all the active records and looking for all the records where watchlet contains my name, right? So same sort of module that you might look into. Now another module that we have is the my profile. My profile module is quite obvious to manage your profile, to manage your information within the profile. You can put your name, last name, update it, emails, notification if you want to enable notification or not. If you disable it, you will not get notifications for yourself, right? The date time format that you prefer to have, the date time zones for you, where you fall in. So these kind of information you fill in and you create your profile. Notification preferences, we'll talk about it later. These are kind of subscriptions that you do to get different notifications. We'll talk about it later. We'll come back to it. So this is a profile. Again, to update it, use this update button or this update button. Save it, save it. So update and save are buttons available here. My tag documents. So my tag documents will give you all the documents within ServiceNow that you had tagged for some things. For example, if I go into the incident application and open up all incidents, see within ServiceNow tables, you can make use of this tags column, which will give you an ability to filter out records according to your choice, right? For example, if I tag it as my incident, right, and later I want to find out what are the incidents that I tagged, or then you can clearly go and from here you can search on the basis of tags. This is one thing that you can do on the tags. Hang on. All right. So there is some access rule issue that I have for this user on this one, on this instance. That's why it is not opening up. Probably it will open up when I go as system administrator. We'll have to make sure if the my incident tag was inserted into the database or not. So I'll go into, I'll go into incident. Looks like there is some issue while creating the tag. It talks about access rule violation. All right, so we'll make note
You
of
need
it.
the
Yeah, what's that?
no, I think you don't have that role. That's why maybe.
See,
So it will
for able tutor it was, but for administrator it should not be the case. Administrator, I should be able to
you
access it.
have you need a elevated access like a security
I
admin.
don't think so, but let's try it. For tagging, yeah, this is not, this is secure,
Yeah,
elevated security is not
yeah,
required.
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
There could be something else. Maybe some of my scripts have ruined it. Oh, I don't know. Let me see one more time. No, there's something else to it. So basically the idea is that by having tags in place, you can search all the items that you have tagged, and then you can see it at later point of time as well, right? These tag documents, when you open up, it will give you different types of tag document categorization. For example, this one shows you the most recent tags that you have, It will show you the special user, some sort of tagging that has been done. So you can use these tag documents to see the tags that you have put on place, and then you can later retrieve it. Right. Um,
Okay.
Next one is my tags. It will show you all the types of tags that you have used on different areas of the ServiceNow application. And my incident doesn't seem to be here. So that was basically not created. I have all the 14 tags here, but my incident is not here. So some issues maybe the Apple Tutor user was not authorized to create that tag. I don't know. We'll have to look into. All right. Likewise, you have other modules available.
Which is the most frequent one as an administrator? We have to use those modules and we should know about it as an administrator.
As an administrator, I don't think anything these are to be used by you. So you will just and you will update these modules. You will I don't think you need these. Yeah, you will be using my approvals
Yeah,
for sure. If you are into the approval flow, you will use my approvals that will show you all the list of approvals, list of requests that needs your approval. This is important one. See,
okay.
see, let's assume I am your manager. You requested something that came into my inbox, came into my email, came into my ServiceNow inbox. Now I had to approve it. So for some reason, I did not see that email coming into my email box. But now I need to check what are the incidents that I need to approve, right? So I go into this ServiceNow instant, I go into my approvals, hit this my approvals, and it will show me all the approval items that needs my approval, right? For example,
Okay,
these are the
understood.
items which are requested. Some of them these are approved by me, and some of these are not approved by me.
Yeah.
Now, if I need to approve it, I'll open up this requested I hit on the requested link, I open up this one, and then I go ahead and change the state to
Mm,
approved, and then hit on approve button. Simple approval
mm,
flow for any request that comes to you. So this will be used by you. Other than this, rest of the same. These are all the same. My assessment and surveys are again survey links that you have filled or you are going to fill. So there is one survey application within ServiceNow. You can go ahead and use the survey designer to create surveys for your users. For example, you are the product owner of ServiceNow applications within your organization and you launched a set of services, set of applications on ServiceNow. Now you want to get a feedback from all the users, ServiceNow users that you have. So you create a survey for them, right? So you can create that survey and put that survey within self-service or somewhere else and allow your users to take that survey. So you collect the information from them. So for that, you use the survey application and the survey designer to create the survey application, right? So it's functional stuff. Um, to just create a survey, you will be using the survey designer and design the questions and answers that you are looking for, and then associate it within the self-service application or some other application and leave it for your customer, right? So that's the survey application. When you create it, from the end user perspective, that goes into the end user self-service application, and then the users can access it and fill in the survey, give you the response that you want to give it to you, right? Now within the survey, using the survey designer, you can use all these items. You can drag drop what type of items you want to bring into the survey, right? So these are the allowed items that you have here. So if you are to do, 1 to 5 scaling, you can do that. If you are to put a multiple choice item, you can do that too. Put Boolean item, you can do that too. If you are to put choice items, you can do that too. So all these items, pre-built components, you can put on the form, create the survey, assign within the self-service application or any other application, leave it for your users to fill in, right? So for that, you have the
okay.
survey application. Right. So I think that's all in the self-service application. Let's move to the next topic. If you have any question, you can ask now.
So the question I have is, we have inbuilt application like an incident application or the survey application, and then by using that application, we have to create a module which will,
Records.
we,
As a user, you create
sorry.
records. As a user, you create records. You do not create modules.
Right, right. No, I'm talking about from the system administrator perspective. So if I have to create a survey, I have to go to that application, create the survey, and then under the self-service, I have to create a module of survey so
Hmm.
that when the end user get login, he will, choose that module
Yeah,
and take the survey.
exactly the right way. Exactly the same way you are talking about.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, I don't have any questions.
Okay. We just saw this service catalog. We just saw. Try creating some more items into the service catalog so you get used to it. Let's go into user administration. So this slide talks about um, creating users. So unlike the ideal scenario is if you want to import users information from some database into ServiceNow, right? Another scenario is that you have to create a single user into ServiceNow, right? If you have to create a single user, you are not using any script. You can create a record into the user table, right? So for that, you have this user administration section. This one we are going to do is this activity that we are going to do is to create a single user within the ServiceNow system. Let's try to do how we can. Let's try to see how we can do that. So for that, you have to go into the application navigator. Within the application navigator, you will search user administration. When you search user administration, it shows you the user administration application and shows you several other modules available into it. All right. So you will go into the users module. Again, if you are curious, you want to see what table this users module is referring to, because this users is a label to the table, right? This might not be the ideal table name within ServiceNow. There could be a different table name. So if you want to check it out, if I were you, I'll do right click, edit module, and then I'll go ahead and see what table it is referring to.
So what table it is referring? How do we know which table it is referred?
Hang on, this module is this table is sys user. It looks like I should ideally show you list of records from here, and table is sys user. Why is it not showing? For some reason it is not showing me this, but when I choose list of records, it is showing me the users user. Let me check into the other module here, groups. Now it shows me right here, but for user it is not showing me. So it could be my instance as well playing with me. See, this is showing me the right table here, says user role, but for users it is not showing me.
You might have updated, that's why.
I can check into the different instance, the other instance. See, sometimes because we keep doing something, we put garbage information into and that spoils certain things. So probably that because of that it is not showing. Need this. So this is a different instance. I'll try to find out if we can find this.
What is the related links down there?
We'll talk about it. Related links. So I'll tell you what. Related links are like uh, related tables. So if you have from the database concept, if you have a foreign key in a different table, and you are referring to records into a different table from the parent table, so the related tables that you have may appear into the related links here. Related list. You asked about related list or related link?
No, I just wanted to know what is a related link,
So these are
that section.
these related links are certain actions that you can perform on
Hmm.
this form, the form that you are seeing here. Certain actions. We'll talk about it. So if you're talking about
Yeah, yeah,
these actions are, you talked about UI action the other day, right? You told
right,
that
right.
you have seen UI actions. So these are UI actions that you can perform. So if we have to have these links created here, you can customize these links as well. You can create your own links as well. So if you want to have these links in place, so these will be UI actions. You have to create the UI action and get that here on the form. Now this instance is also not showing me the table name here. When I choose list of records, it shows me this is user table. So for some reason they have done it differently. You groups, it's fine. I can edit this module and I can see the list of records as coming from sys user group. For users, they have done it differently.
Okay.
Oh, anyways, we'll have to find out. That's not a big deal, anyways. So you go into the users table. It will populate you the list of users that is available, the sample data that is available within your instance. You see that?
Yeah.
It shows me the 709 records are available in this user table, and you can use these navigation buttons to go into different pages and find out the user information. Filters we talked about yesterday. Then you have this personalized list button. So this button is to personalize the layout of this list of records that you are seeing here. For example, right now I am seeing these 6 columns here: user ID, name, email, active, created, and update. What if you want to see the 7th column as well? So when you open this personalized list button, when you click on this, it will open up a slush bucket for you. We call it a slush bucket in ServiceNow that shows you one
Okay.
list box for available, another list box for selected, right? So available means that these are available and you can use it. So let's assume that I want to put the city information as well here. So I'll take city, reorder it, and now the third column will be city for me when I save it.
Mm.
I save it.
Yeah, I know about this one. You might see some referencing table about this in the personalized column. So, like a
Right,
incident have
right.
a task table. So you see that column. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So to create users, hit the new button, fill out the information that is required for creating that user. Now, few information which is important for you here is logged out. If you check it out, the account will be logged out. If the user tries wrong password for 3 times or more, that will be logged out again, and they will have to request it to get unlocked. If you check this password needs reset, yeah.
The one question I was having, what if we have to customize this existing application?
Mm-hmm.
So we can customize, let's say, you have this couple of checkboxes and we have one more checkbox we need to add it here. So what it's showing me is logged out is one data field in the table or the related table, we are storing
Mm-hmm.
by means of this form, right?
Mm-hmm.
So basically I need to modify the table. Let's say we are also storing here I would say user UPN, for example. The UPN means the user credential basically. Okay, or the domain he belongs to, which domain he belongs to.
Mm-hmm.
So that particular I will give like 5 checkboxes more I have to
I got
add it
it.
in this
I
form.
got it. So
So
I got it.
okay, yeah.
So for that, I was coming serially, but
Okay. No, no, that's fine. Yeah, yeah, I got it. I understand it, where you're going and what you're trying to show me. Okay, so form design I know.
so
Okay.
you go to form
So,
design.
so
Yeah.
yeah. But my question was, so we have to also add that column into the database also. So in order to save it.
No, see, so the thing that you see here,
Mhm,
although this is a UI, but this is directly related to a table. So the moment you create a component here, a control here on the
mhm.
screen, it automatically creates a column into the table, right? So you do not have to exclusively go into the table and create that uh, field
Oh, I
here,
see. Okay.
right? So
Mm,
it's not like you have to create a UI component here and then you have to go into the table and add that
mm,
column into the table. So it's one way.
okay.
You create it here, that gets reflected on the table. You create into the table that may or may not get reflected on this screen depending upon what fields you want to show on this form, right?
Correct. Correct. No, where my thought came on is, came from is, you know, whether the companies are, really accepting this layout or if they wanted to change it. If
Mm,
that type of requirement is there, then what should we do? That
They
was I was thinking.
Not all of the companies will accept this layout as is, so they will ask you to change it. For example, if I want to put country code, your company may ask, I want country code into the user administration form, right? Or they want, like you said, they want the domain field into the user administration or any other 5 checkboxes into that user administration page, right? So you will have to customize it, you will have to redesign the form and then present it to your users or your company, right? Now, if I did the same thing here and I go back and reload the form, I'll see the country code coming on here. You can see here the country code field came,
Mm, mm.
right? It
So
is
that same country code the user needs to fill in,
right.
right?
So you go ahead
That,
and fill in the information from the country code. Yeah, if you want to support more countries, like right now, these are 9 countries available here, right? If you want to add more countries, again, there are several ways of doing this. I'll go back to form design. India was not there, so let's bring India onto the list into the country code. So for that, I go here on the form design, choose the country code field here, choose this gear button that I have, scroll down a little bit, and then I create India as one option. And then I close it, save it, go back, refresh the form, and I'll see India as an option there. So now your users, once it is saved, you go back and refresh the form. It is saved. I'll go back, I'll refresh the form and look into the country code, and I have India as an option available here.
So this is a template of the form which end user is going to see exactly this is the one,
End user
right?
will see, so end user will not see this. This is the administration page. So if you go back to the end user will not have any access to the administration page, right? Why would you expose
Hmm.
administration page to end users? End user are only, they are to see a subset of what you have, right? So this page will definitely not be shown to the end user. The end user might see a couple of items from this form, like user ID, first name, last name, password, department, email, notification. That's it, right? So you have different views for it. We'll talk about views. It should be here. So you have different views created for different users. For example, the default view, you see here, these are the views. Asset view, business card view, business default view, human resources view, right? So you create different views, put different items into different views, and then let users use what kind of view they want to use. Make sure, make sense?
Yeah, yeah. That is a read-only information from the user.
Right. No, 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 no. See, the user can still change their profile information. If he wants to upload a new photograph, will not you allow the user to upload a new photograph? So that could not be that should not be a read-only information. The user ID should be a read-only information for them, because if once user ID is generated for them, that should not be duplicated, right? For a single user, you should have a single user ID. So user ID should basically be read-only, but the user can still change the email based upon your requirements. The user can still change the first name, last name, or email ID. If your organization does not allow to update the first name and last name, you can make it read-only for them.
Okay, so few of the fields will be available depend
Right,
upon the requirement for
right,
the user. Okay, and they
exactly,
can go and update or edit it. Okay.
exactly. Whatever your
Yeah.
business demands, you can customize that. You can make mandatory. You can make read-only, visible, false, true, etc. On the form. Every form you can do that. All right.
Hmm. Okay. Yeah.
So so basically, this is from user account creation perspective, a single user account creation perspective. We talked about password needs reset. If we check this out, once the user logs in using this user ID that you are creating, he will have to reset the password. So you may choose what you want to do. Active is active. If this user is active, then only he'll be able to log in into the ServiceNow instance. Now, these are two options available. Web service access only. It says prevent user from accessing UI and require a SOAP role to make API protocol calls. See, what if you are interfacing ServiceNow application to a third-party application like CA Service Desk you are talking about, right? So you want to interface CA Service Desk to ServiceNow, and for that you want to create a user, right, which will access the web services available in ServiceNow and make calls to ServiceNow or make calls to CA Service Desk, right? So for that you created an user. That user will have only web service access only. So that user may not be allowed to log onto this UI. This is not basically a UI user. This will only be able to access the web services and do what it is supposed to do. The interfacing requirement, right? So this user
So it is a
having
kind of a service account,
that's a service account. Exactly. You can term it right as service account.
web
Right.
service access means service account.
Right.
Okay.
Internal integration user. This is of same sort. This is used for, hang on, let me get the definition of it. I'll quickly get it from Wiki. So these are the basic properties that define, how you create a user within your system, and then what attributes that user carries to do different kinds of activities, right? Now, if you see here, department field is also available, department lookup field. Now, when you create this user, you are associating that user to available departments, right? Like you could be from application engineering, somebody could be from IT, HR, finance, development. So you are associating that user to that department as well. So you are establishing relationship here on this user administration page.
So let's say, Rahul, if I have a requirement where I need to see his information, I need to show him his information in a read-only mode only, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Like which department he belongs to, what is his UPN,
Mm-hmm.
he might not know his correct department. So I wanted to show him, okay, this is your department, this is your, registered phone number, and this is your actual parent company, something which is he might be forget, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So that information, I will create one module for that end user, like show, see your information kind of a thing.
Exactly.
This is a module name.
Mm.
So when he clicked on that, he will see his information in read-only mode. So in that case, he will see this information from our user applications, correct?
Right. But you are showing it
Yeah.
on a different module.
I'm that the name of the module is see your information.
Yeah. Yeah, you can do that. You can,
Yeah,
make all the fields there, read only there. Or any field you want to make
correct.
make it read only, you can do that.
Right. I will create it today or tomorrow and I'll show it to you
Sure.
tomorrow.
Sure.
Yeah.
All right. So mark service accounts as internal integration users. Again, this is a service account. Allow internal integration communications to bypass the WSS authentication requirement by making their user accounts as internal integration users. So it's related to WSS authentication, which will allow the users to bypass this WSS authentication by treating it as a service account, which is required for internal integration, right? Again, a type of user account, an attribute that user carries for doing different activities. So this is what is this WSS authentication? Do you know about it? Some sort of
It's a
authentication, right?
WSS authentication. Right,
So
possible.
so let's assume that WSS authentication is some sort of authentication service now is using internally, while it looks like it's related to SOAP web services, right? So this, if you check this out on the user administration page, if you check this out, internal integration user, so it will bypass that WSS authentication, and again it will be a service account for you, right? We will try doing
Uh,
that.
it will.
Yeah.
Mhm, mhm.
So
Okay.
I presume this is some sort of SSO that you do, not exactly SSO, but some sort of, because you are bypassing some authentication level. So it's in that sense, it's related to that, right?
Yeah, it's single sign-on. Yeah, mainly correct.
All right. So there's nothing much on users, or you can play with it, create users, and see different stuffs available on users. I'll quickly move on to the groups module. So when you move on to the group module, you will see plenty of groups are already created, right? So these are sample data created within your system. You might require to create new groups as well within your ServiceNow instance, because your organization might have different other groups, right, which is not listed here. So to create a group, again, personalizing this list, filtering out, searching, creating new groups, traversing through all the records that you have. These functions remain common to all of the list of record views that you see for all other tables or modules, right? So we are not going to discuss about these anymore because we already have done that, right? Now to create a new group, hit this new group, and then you have to fill in those information here, right? Like name, manager for this group, hourly rate as well, description, group email, and parent, right? Parent as in because this group can be a child of another group available, right? For example, application engineering group could be a child of engineering group, right? So everybody from the application engineering reports to the application engineering director, and the application engineering director reports to the engineering director. Make sense?
Mm-hmm.
So that way you have this parent relationship to that group. Now when you create this group, so let's assume that we created this group of analysts. When I open this, I have these information available in here. Now see, the creation form and the edit or updation form is slightly different because when you open this one in edit mode, you see a lot more tabs coming in here, which are related lists, right? Don't get confused with related link. We talked about related link, which is UI action. Related list is the related tables that you have to this table, to this group table. Make sense?
Okay.
So this group, so think from this, layman perspective. If you have created a group, there could be different roles associated to that group. So you have the related list of roles. If you have created a group, you can associate different people into the group. So you have group members, right? If you created a group,
Right.
there could be another group associated to it, like the parent group that we talked about. So you have this group association here. If this group is a group having, all analysts into it, so you can identify skills associated to this group. So you have the skills tab related to it. What are the locations? If it is circumference to a particular location, you can add locations where this group is spanned to. So likewise, related information will come up here. So different tables which is it related to, you will see all those information coming up here. You can, of course, you can add these information into here. For example, from as an administrator, if I want to add more roles to this group, I can go ahead and pick different roles that I want to from this slush bucket, move it to the analyst section and save it. When I save it and go back, within this rows related list that I see here, I'll see all those roles coming in for this analyst group. Make sense? Which will
Yes.
show me that this group is entitled to work to have those roles which is available and listed here in this related list. Now, the other tab, which is group members, also shows me that this group has six team members right now: Alan, Kathleen, Darrell, Elisa, Ellen, Hans. Right? Now, if you want to add few more people into this group, you can do that too from this user administration. When you open up this edit button, when you hit on edit button, this opens up this page. You get the slush bucket. On the collection side, you have list of all users, the 700 odd users that we have into this instance. You can type in the name of the user that you want to select. Let's assume that I have this ITIL user and I want to associate it to this group. So I brought that ITIL user into the analyst section here on the slush bucket and saved it. Now it takes me back to the page here on the group analyst, and now I can see the ITIL user coming in into this group. Now the group members have seven. We have 7 group members into here. Make sense?
Yeah.
Likewise, you can play with groups, skills, locations covered, right? All this information might not be required by your organization, your enterprise, but if required, you can make use of these tables, these related lists, and then you can show all this information here. Now you can ask, um, to the group table, there are these 7 tables associated, but I do not want to show all these 7 tables here on the group field, on the group form. Can you customize this related list? Yes, you can. So for that, you have to right click on here, do configure, and go to related lists. Now on this related list form, you can pick and choose. what related list item you want to show on the form, right? It will again show you a slush bucket, show you all the available lists that you can make use of, right? And then I don't need these three, maybe. I don't need these three related lists here, so I'm getting rid of this. I'll have these four related lists on the form. I'm going to save it, right? Now on this form, I just see the four related lists coming in. Make sense?
Yeah.
Right? So this is related list. This is how you create groups, associate users to it. Now let's see how we can create roles. So for creating roles, same activity, same exercise, but you have to go into the roles module. This will open up the roles table. Sys user roles is the table name probably. So it will take you to the roles table. You hit the new button here, put the name of the role. Notice this application as global. So this is scoped application. See, the items that you create, you should always take care of what application you are associating this item to. Because when you do this, this application item here, this is customized from the list of applications available here. And you can see I have different applications: Azure, CMDB content, fiscal calendar, marketing events application, horizontal discovery, social knowledge. So global is the parent application kind of stuff, right? So by default, whatever you do goes into the global application. But if you want to, you know, create a package of stuffs for a particular application that you want to distribute to different users, or you want to move that code piece from one environment to another environment, you can create application, tie all those items into one application, and then publish it, and then transport it to the other instances and to other users using that application, right?
Yeah, I really wanted to understand that, how you are going to create one package as a one application having
We'll
different.
we'll talk about it,
uh,
Anand. We'll talk about it.
Okay,
This is all coming in our next sessions. We'll talk about it, right?
okay,
All right. So you create this role. Now let's assume we created one role,
okay,
and the role is, let's assume, admin. I'm going into admin role now in the edit mode, and again it shows me all the information I supplied while creating the admin group, admin role, and now I get the related list as well. Now it has most relevant information coming in, like the contains role. So this role can contain different other roles. For example, admin role can have report admin role, it can have import set role, it can have import creator role, it can have knowledge administrator role, right? It can have change administrator role. All those kind of roles, can be available, can be tied to this role. So let's assume this is the admin role, and there are different other roles associated to it, right? So in that case, you can use this contains role and add all those roles which are to be associated under this admin role. So when you assign this role to a person or a group, all those roles associated within this contains role related list will be assigned to that person as an individual, or to all of the members into the group. Make sense?
so Rahul, one question here. Role is directly is role means an access basically, right?
Right.
To Okay, and then access assigned to a particular group.
Group or a person as well,
Okay,
right?
or or you can assign the role to a group, and you can add the user in that group. So assigning a role to a group and add the user into the group, that
Both ways.
that
Both is
successfully.
possible. Both is possible. If you look into the application navigator that I have opened right now, scroll down,
Okay,
come all the way down here, and see we have a module user roles, we have a module group roles, right?
okay.
So there is a possibility of having users and role associated directly. There is a possibility of having group and roles associated, and then adding users to that group.
And then you have a user group also.
Yeah, user group is, again, when we were into the user group, in the groups,
Hmm.
you have this group members. So this is user group association. So you do not have that
Okay.
module here. You can put that module here based upon
Okay.
certain certain conditions. You can filter that information out and put into the user administration application here,
Mhm.
right? By default, it
Okay.
doesn't come here,
User.
but you have the relationship here.
Okay. Okay. I got it. Okay.
Okay. Likewise, similar stuff, contains role, application with role, you know, these are,
So how you provide the access to the roles? I mean, if you go to the role, uh, let's say you have a service catalog access. So how you provide that access to the role? So, so
again, user role
you have
association.
admin.
See, yeah, user role association. So let's assume that I have a admin group, admin role probably. Yeah, admin role. I have an admin role, and I am going to create 17 users that will have admin role, right? So into the user role as user role module here, if I have to create a new user role entry, so I'll go ahead and pick a role, pick a user. For example, I pick a user as able tutor, and I want to associate this user. I want to make sure that this user has the admin role. So I'll go ahead and pick admin from here and save it, right? So I am doing this user role as assignment here. If you want to assign it to a group instead, so you'll go in here and create this new user group role association. Put the group name as whatever group you want to create that association to. So for example, analyst, and pick the role that you want to assign it to. For example, let's vaguely take admin as a role that has to be associated to this group. And then when you save it, you get that association done, right? Now, when you gave this let's assume you talked about service catalog. So let's assume that we have a role available as service catalog. Let's assume that service API admin is a role that is required to access service catalog application, right? Now you want that all analysts within your organization should access that service catalog application, right? So
Correct.
you simply go ahead, pick the analyst group and associate the service catalog related role into that group, right? When you do that,
Hmm.
you are rightly associating the right set of people to the application that you want to associate to.
Hmm. Correct.
Make sense?
Got it.
All right. I
We
think
have
I'll,
3 minutes.
yeah, we
Yeah.
exceeded. So thank you very much for your time, Anand. Today we
Thank
talked
you.
about, I think we did, yeah, we talked about user administration, we talked about self-service applications, and we talked about
Did we finish the targeted one or not? Or you left out?